Hi there. If you're wondering why my 1-year-old isn't talking yet, you're not alone. It's a question I get asked all the time. I'm Varsha, a speech and language therapist for over 20 years now, and in this video we'll explore what typical communication looks like at 12 months, how different skills develop together, and what you can do to support your child starting today. We'll look at 5 areas: attention, receptive language, that's what your child understands; expressive language, that's what your child says or communicates; speech sounds, and play. These areas are all connected, and I'll also share some simple tips to help you support your child's development during everyday routines. So let's get started. At around 12 months, your child's attention is still developing. It's short, but growing fast. Your child might seem to focus on something for a few seconds to a minute. They'll shift attention quickly between toys, people, and sounds. And they might start doing something really exciting, like looking at where you are looking or following your point. That's called joint attention, and it's really important early milestone. Attention is the foundation for learning. Without it, it's hard for children to pick up language or engage in play. So a quick tip, try simple face-to-face games like peekaboo or rolling a ball back and forth. These games help build shared attention and connection. Now let's talk about what your child understands. That's receptive language. At 12 months, your little one might respond to their name, understand everyday words like no, bye-bye, or milk, look towards familiar people or objects when you name them, follow simple instructions like give it to mummy, understand gestures like waving or pointing. Understanding usually comes before talking, so don't worry if they're not saying much yet. They're likely taking in more than you think. So a tip to help, use short, simple sentences and repeat key words as they happen. So for example, say up every time you lift them up. Over time, they'll connect the word with the action or the object. Let's move on to what your child says or how they communicate with you. At around 12 months, many children will babble a lot, like baba, dada, or mama. Say their first real words like mama, ball, or uh-oh. Use gestures like pointing or reaching or waving. Copy the tone of your voice or your sounds. Remember, communication isn't just about words. It includes gestures, facial expressions, and vocal play. All of these count. So to support this, respond to anything your child says or gestures. If they say ba, you can say yes, ball, let's roll the ball. This teaches them that their voice matters and that communication works. Now let's talk about speech sounds. By 12 months, your child's speech muscles are getting a real workout. You might hear lots of babbling with sounds like ba, da, ma. Some early consonants that they might use are b, d, m, and p. And playful noises like squeals, growls, and raspberries. All this sound play is important. It's helping your child get ready to form real words. So here's a tip. Talk back to their babble, imitate their sounds, or build on them with real words. So if they say gaga, you might say goggles, silly goggles. This back and forth builds connection and confidence. Play is where all of these skills come together. At 1 year, your child is likely to bang, shake, or drop toys to see what happens. Put things in and take things out. Push cars, hug dolls, or pretend to drink from a cup. Enjoy simple hiding games or chasing you around the room. Play is how children learn about objects, people, action, and language. So try this. Follow your child's lead. If they're banging blocks, you bang blocks too. Join in their world. You'll build their attention, interaction, and language all at once. It's really tempting, and I'm guilty of doing this with my children, is to play with what you think that they should be playing with. But if they're not interested, they won't. And that's why joining in their world is much more engaging for your child. So how do these 5 areas fit together? Think of them like puzzle pieces. A child needs attention to learn from others. They need to understand words before they can say them. They need sound play to form speech. And they need play to explore and practice all of this. So if you're wondering, why isn't my child talking yet? It might help to look at how they're doing in these other areas too. Now let's talk about simple ways you can help, just in your daily routines. So during meal times, name foods, offer choices, wait for gestures or sounds before offering more, for example. In bath, use action words like pour or splash as they happen. When getting dressed, talk about each step. Socks on, now the shoes on. On walks, point to things. For example, look, a big truck. At bedtime, read simple books. Talk about the pictures. You don't need special toys. Just talk, play, pause and connect. You are your child's best therapist. All children develop at their own pace. It's okay to reach out if you're unsure. You might want to speak to a speech and language therapist if your child doesn't respond to their name, isn't babbling much, doesn't show interest in people or toys, or if something just doesn't quite feel right. It's always better to ask early and get support if you need it. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more speech and language tips, and drop a comment below if you've got any questions or if you would like me to cover any specific topics. You're doing a great job just by being here, so see you next time.